Hey everyone, this are the best Android real-time strategy games. Subscribe this channel for more such content. And like the video. The goal for this video is 20 likes. Let's start the list with Civilization 6. Civilization 6 isn't some cut-down version of the famous PC turn-based strategy game. It is the famous PC turn-based strategy game squeezed onto your Android device. This means effectively limitless empire building, from humble beginnings, through brutal battles, and eventually to a space race to the stars. If you've not played Civ before, this is a deep game. It's reasonably accessible, but designed to eat into hours of your day as you figure out how to keep your citizens happy, research technologies, and give your enemies a thorough kicking. There's also the thorny issue of it being extremely demanding in a hardware sense. However, if you've got a compatible device, the nimble fingers to deal with the complex interface, and the brainpower to conquer the world, you won't find a better strategy title on mobile. Kingdom 2 Crowns is an Android game that pits your monarch and their subjects against the nasty greed. Things start with you finding a campground and bribing the locals to do your bidding by lobbing them a few coins. Before long, they're hunting nearby wildlife for food and erecting fencing to keep out undesirables. At nightfall, the demonic greed rock up, stealing tools from leveled-up peasants, meaning you need to dig deep into your purse to retrain them, and if you're not careful, your crown. Losing your fancy headpiece means game over, and giving your heir a chance to beat the greed. This one's very much about the long game, but it's also an approachable slice of mobile strategy that rewards exploration, experimentation, and a certain amount of risk. That it looks gorgeous throughout and works wonderfully on a phone makes it unmissable. Number 3. Machina. Machina is an Android game that squeezes complex turn-based strategy into a shoebox-like 4x4 grid, packed with surprises. The premise is that the evil automatron is testing tiny robot creations in a constantly evolving battlefield. You're a mouse, desperately trying to survive. The aim in each round is to grab a key and get to the exit, but every tile on the board imbues whatever's standing on it with a special power. This might be a bomb to lob, a weapon with which to get all stabby, or the means to encase a foe in a block of ice. Further complicating matters, every object on the board moves when you swipe. This transforms Machina into a brain-smashing chess-like affair, where every decision must be carefully weighed up before proceeding. It's clever and compelling, and does an awful lot in a tiny space. Number 5. Bad North, Jotunn Edition. Bad North, Jotunn Edition is a real-time strategy game in a shoebox. Rather than sprawling battles found in the likes of Total War, scraps in Bad North are confined to tiny islands your squads defend from invading Vikings. As you win battles, with the hordes always just one step behind, you gradually acquire new skills. Squads can become archers or pikemen, the former being useful for ranged attacks, and the latter for keeping enemies at bay during the time it takes infantry to arrive. Although originally for PC, Bad North comes alive on a touchscreen as you direct your armies by taps and spin an island with a finger. The bite-sized battles are great for scratching the RTS itch when you're on the go, although completing the entire campaign is something that will require plenty of grit and experience. Number 6. Tropico. Tropico puts the classic PC dictator simulator right in your pocket, which, given world events, might be a bit too on the nose these days. Still, if you fancy controlling a Caribbean island with an iron fist, or, more often, quite a bit of bribery and populism, this is the Android game to go for. It has quite an open nature, meaning you gradually learn the ropes and how to get the most from your adoring public. Scant resources must be used carefully. You need to make money, but also keep the population happy and healthy. If they get a bit angry, you must deal with that too. Note that the Android system requirements are high, and so you need a powerful device to play. If you've got the kit, though, this is a solid mobile take on a classic desktop title. Number 7. Rome. Total War Barbarian Invasion. Rome, Total War, Barbarian Invasion is, like the similarly impressive Rome, Total War, akin to time travel. A classic real-time strategy title, it originally arrived on PC in 2005. Well over a decade later, you can give those barbarians a kicking on Android as you seek to shore up a declining Roman Empire. Make no mistake, this is a complex game with an awful lot going on. In-game advisors can assist, but before everyone gets a bit stabby, you'll find yourself immersed in diplomacy, figuring out how to win the world to your favor without bloodshed. The combat is the prize, though, with you coordinating hundreds of troops across colossal battlefields. Daunting? Sure. But if you want full-fat PC-style strategy in your midst, this is your game. Number 8. Kingdom Rush, Vengeance. Kingdom Rush, Vengeance is a tower defense game with a twist. Rather than fending off evil attackers, you are the evil attacker, a wizard out for revenge on those who have previously thwarted his cunning plans. This involves plonking down towers, unleashing special attacks, and directing a gigantic hero in order to wipe out waves of enemies. The logical oddness in you using tower defense to attack foes isn't addressed. Presumably, you advance off camera once you're done pummeling the enemy. Still, this is all good stuff. The animation is superb, with dinky characters darting about. There's plenty of variety and scope for shaking up tactics. Sadly, there's also a slice of actual evil in the game hiding some tower and hero types behind IP, but Vengeance nonetheless ends up a best-in-class title. Number 9. Twinfold. Twinfold takes the basic tile-merging mechanic of mobile puzzling Classic 3s, adds a massive dollop of dungeon crawling, and then drops the result into a procedurally generated maze. This mixture shouldn't work, but it's fantastic. As you move, so do golden idols and enemies. Munch idols and they replenish your energy, but merge them, and they grow in value, all the better for your XP when they're finally eaten. But removing both in either case causes the entire maze to be redrawn. With regularly spawning monsters and the very landscape being upended on a regular basis, Twinfold certainly keeps you on your toes. And although it can grate when the randomness leaves you in a terrible position, the potential for devising strategies, not least when you roll in regularly supplied power-ups and longevity, is immense. Number 10. Concrete Jungle. A massive upgrade over the developer's own superb but broadly overlooked megacity, Concrete Jungle is a mashup of puzzler, city management and deck builder. The basics involve the strategic placement of buildings on a grid, with you aiming to rack up enough points to hit a row's target. At that point, the row vanishes and more building space scrolls into view. Much of the strategy lies in clever use of cards, which affect nearby squares. A factory reduces the value of nearby land, for example, but an observatory boosts the local area. You quickly learn plonking down units without much thought messes up your future prospects. Instead, you must plan in a chess-like manner, even more so when facing off against a computer opponent in brutally difficult head-to-head modes. But while Concrete Jungle is tough, it's also fair. The more hours you put in, the better your chances. And it's worth giving this modern classic plenty of your time. Thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos.